Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for joining tonight's session on the MIAD 809, where we'll be talking about economic integration and international economic system. So, we've done Module 1, Module 2, and Module 3 is the last part that we've not touched, but we've done questions and answers that talked about the module 3. But without wasting most of our time, let's go straight to the topic of today. Now, the first topic we want to look at is economic integration. Economic integration. Without even knowing the meaning of economic integration, just try to divide the word into two: economics and integration. Let me just set this thing well. Camera. Yeah. God, I'm sorry. Sorry, I don't scatter something here. Just bear with me. Scatter everything. I'm sorry. Okay, good. So I was saying, without knowing the meaning of economic integration, you just need to try to divide the word into two. That is economic and integration. And economic and integration. Integration, on the other hand, integration on its own, it means the act of mingling with another thing. You understand now? That we have regional integration, we have economic integration, we have financial integration, and the likes. You get so now economic integration. This is the process of where two or more countries agree together to coordinate their economies. The process whereby two or more countries agree together to coordinate their economy policy by reducing or removing barriers to trade, investment, and movement of factors of production. So the process, you see that two or more countries, they coming together to put hand in hand, find a way to remove or to coordinate the economy by reducing or removing barriers in trade, in investment, in movement of people or movement of factors of production. And when you talk about factors of production, you already know that labor, capital, and entrepreneur are essential in this one. So when you see Nigeria and Benin Republic with Togo, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. When it's all these countries working together to reduce or remove economic barrier, understand, or trade barrier, understand, or investment barrier, understand, that is economic integration. That is facilitating another country to do business with your country, making another country to easily transport goods from his country to your country. That means you are integrating. Today it is easy. There is regional integration in the West African region because it is easy for Nigerian to move to Ghana without having a visa because there is regional integration. You understand? So the economic integration on that part is between countries. It can be between two countries or more than two countries. When you see two or more than two countries coming together, finding a way to coordinate their economic policies by reducing or removing economic barrier that is linked to trade, investment, or the movement of factors of production among them. Understand now? It is easy for you to take cashew from Nigeria, from far Sokoto to Cote d'Ivoire in Ivory Coast, because there is economic integration between Nigeria and Ivory Coast. It is easy for a farmer in Cote d'Ivoire to take cocoa, transport it to far away to Zamfara in Nigeria because of economic integration. So if there's no economic integration, it's going to be very difficult for countries to interact together in terms of finance or business or investment or trade. Since no country can live on its own, no country can live in isolation. You need another country to survive. You cannot have everything. What you have, you sell it to them. What they have, they sell it to you. That is where integration occur economically among countries. You get it? So, but why do countries integrate? Understand? Economically. Why is it that there is economic integration? Why must we do economic integration? As I said, since no country exists on its own, that no country can survive on its own, or since no country is self-sufficient, understand? Every country lacks something. Nigeria has something they lack. As we say, Nigeria has a blessed land. We have things we lack. You get? So far as you lack something as a country, that means what you lack, another country will have it. So if they have, you need to exchange what you have with what they have. Understand now? So when you talk about technology, we have countries that they have advanced technologically, and we have countries technologically they are low. When you talk about capital, we have countries that are rich, while we have countries that are poor. When you talk about skilled labors, we have countries that they have all the skilled labor, better doctor, better good engineers, good lawyers, good doctors, and the likes. You understand now? So, we have countries that have raw material. You understand now? So, you see, because things are not equal, our fingers are not equal. Likewise, countries are not equal. So far as countries are not equal, you need another country to transact with for you to survive if you want to grow. So, integration help countries or allow countries to complement each other. That is, what you don't have, another country have it. What another country don't have, you have it. So you complement each other. So by complementing each other, you grow up together. You get now. The question that I ask is why economic integration exists. Understand? Number one reason why economic integration exists is market expansion. The number one reason why economic integration is important is market expansion. You understand? So, market expansion means that, you see, you can have a local market in Nigeria, for instance, now. But for that local market to grow, they need to produce more to sell out. But if they contain themselves on just selling to people in Nigeria, they are not going to expand. So, a local market is small. Nigeria, if Nigerian farmers or Nigerian, how do you call, Nigerian farmer or Nigerian manufacturers or producers, they just want to sell to Nigerian. They don't want to sell outside Nigerian. They are not going to expand. So for you to expand, you need to increase your production and sell out to another country. Understand now? So integration gives access to millions of consumers. Nigeria, you can say Nigeria population is more than 200 millions, but with economic integration, you can sell more than 500 million people if you are ready to do the production, which means economic integration can facilitate access to a larger market. So you will not content yourself to Nigeria only, or your zone only, or your country only. You will find a way to expand. From Lagos, people take cashew or they take cocoa from Lagos, they transport it to Europe. That is economic integration. They make the business easier because these people want to expand. So far as you want to expand, you think of how to produce more. So economic integration, the number one reason is market expansion because it allows countries to touch more consumer, millions of consumer. Understand now? So selling of goods locally cannot make you rich as a country. You understand that? That is why you see ECOWAS country. It's easy for you to transport goods in any ECOWAS country. So far as you are Nigerian, as a Nigerian, you can easily transport your good in ECOWAS country easily. Some people buy wigs from Nigeria and sell it in Ivory Coast in bulk. They buy it in bulk in Lagos and sell it in Ivory Coast because Ivory Coast currency is higher than Nigerian currency. You get? So maybe you buy a wig at 100,000 in Nigeria. In Ivory Coast, money, it is 50,000. So, which means that with economic integration, markets being expanded, you go beyond your border. That's number one. Number two, faster economic growth. The reason why countries do economic integration, faster economic growth. Understand? So when you talk about faster economic growth, you see, For a country to grow economically, understand now, you have to encourage production. But when you encourage production, you should also stimulate trade. That is, you should find a way to increase your GDP, gross direct. How do you call it? What is GDP? Gross G.
Gross domestic product.
The gross domestic product. Thank you very much. So, for you to increase your gross domestic product, you must find a way to encourage production and stimulate trade. So, the only way you can increase your economy, you can grow, you can increase your economy, is to find a way to stimulate trade and also increase your production, sell out. So it's going to be easier. It's not going to be easier if you depend on what you produce alone without taking out. You are only selling it to Nigeria. Just imagine that Nigeria as a country, we only produce oil, we sell our oil to Nigeria, we don't take our oil outside Nigeria. We are going to suffer. So for us to increase our economically growth, for a faster economical growth, we need to encourage production, stimulate trade, and also increase our GDP. Understand now? That's number two reason why economic integration is important. Why the third reason why economic integration is important is attraction of foreign direct investment. FDI, attraction of foreign direct investment. You understand? Now, without economic integration, the likes of ShopRite, MTN, DSTV, they will not exist in Nigeria because they are not Nigerian companies. Listen, they are not originally they are not Nigerian-based company, but because there is economic integration from their country, they can easily come to Nigeria and inject money in the Nigerian economy. So for a foreign direct investment to be easier, economic integration must exist in a country. Understand now? So investors rather, they prefer large and stable market because Nigeria is a big cake. Understand that? Nigeria is a big cake in Africa. If a company wants to grow, let's remove the terrorist, the insecurity part. If a company want to grow in Africa, Nigeria is the first target. So for investors, they prefer to stay in a large and stable market, a market they know that economically they are stable, security they are stable, and they have the consumer. Nigeria have the consumer. Understand? Nigeria as a country, we have the consumer. So when we talk about telephone, Techno Mobile, Infinix, iPhone, or the likes, you will see them that they have big stores in Nigeria. Understand? DSTV, ShopRite, and the likes, they have big stores in Nigeria because we have the market. So, traction of FDI, foreign direct investment rather, it is facilitated by economic integration. Without economic integration in a country, investors will not invest in that country. Understand that? So it's like opening a door and telling investors that, come, we have a market for you. You can invest, you can inject your money. Bell is asking, please, what is the topic for today? We are doing 809, and the topic for today is we are talking about economic integration, module 3 of MIAD 809. Can I proceed? Just reply by the comments if I can proceed. I'm not seeing your comments, so let me continue. Okay, she said yes. Okay, thank you very much. So the first one, before she interrupts, the first reason why economic integration is important, I said market expansion. The second one, I said faster economic growth. The third one, I said attraction of foreign direct investment. Understand? The fifth one is political stability and peace. Political stability and peace. That is, when there is economic integration in a country, understand? Countries that trade together will avoid war and prefer negotiation and build trust. Look at the USA and China. They do business together. They are currently fighting, but they are doing economic war, not gun war, not bombing themselves. So because they are still business partner, they avoid anything like war. You understand? The same thing Nigeria and Benin Republic, Nigeria and other West African countries, because we do business together, we will be avoiding war. Instead of war, we will opt for negotiation. Understand? So instead of war, we go for negotiation. You do business with me. I know that you have my interest and I have your interest. Why should we be fighting? You understand? I know if I sell my product to you, I get money to my country. If you sell your product to me, you also get money to your country. Why should we be fighting? So economic integration facilitates political stability and peace among nations. Understand? Why the fifth one is economic of scale. Economics of scale. So when a country produces in large quantity, understand, there is a reduction per unit. Understand? This makes industry more competitive. Now, you want to buy something in China. When you go to Alibaba website, they will tell you that if you buy one product, it is 10,000. But if you want to buy 1,000 products, it's going to be 1,000 per pieces. Understand? So, economic integration, it encourages economic of scale. That is more. This is more competition among nations in terms of product and services. You understand? So somebody is asking me the definition of economic integration. Can anyone give me the definition, please? If you join us from the beginning. Definition of economic integration. If you join me from the beginning, who can give me? Mute yourself if you want to talk, please. Nobody talk.
You said economic integration is when two or more countries come together and by removing economic policies like trade barriers and the rest to enable smooth movement of trade and investment, and also the movement of factors of production. That is, they facilitate other through trade.
So the person that is asking the definition of economic integration, you see, when you see Nigeria and another country doing business together, that business, they don't do business together just like that. They put some things in. Let me just move this person. They put some things in place. You get? So we now say that the economic integration, this is the process where two or more countries agree to coordinate the economic policy. Understand? By reducing or removing barriers to trade, investment, and movement of factors of production. Yes, and sometimes you will see that they will say free trade zone. Understand? We'll come to that place. So they say free trade zone. Sometimes they can say, okay, bring your goods to our country. Instead of you to pay normal tax, there is going to be a reduction in tax. You understand that this they reduce the economic policies. Instead of you to put a lot of tax on your product, we are going to reduce your tax. Understand now? So that's economic. They reduce it. That's economic integration. They are trying to facilitate the economic integration by coordinating, by changing their economic policy. So that is it now. Now, form or stages of economic integration. Which stages does economic integration pass through? That is, if you want to see like countries do business together, understand? Countries do business together. They do investment. Understand? But which form does it pass? Which stages does it pass through? Understand? The first stage of, or the first form or stage of economic integration is what we call as PTA. The full meaning of PTA is preferential trade area. Preferential trade area. This is the first stage of economic integration. Preferential trade area. Understand now? So See, preferential trade area, you see, let me just give you an example now. For people that are in my revision group, I can easily answer them if they message me compared to people that are not in my revision group, which means that I'm giving a preferential treatment to people that are in my revision group. The same way in your organization, in your area, if you are a member of one organization in the area, you give yourself preferential treatment. You understand? Let me just give you an example clear now. When you go to the market, you want to go and buy onion. You are a Yoruba man, but because you are seeing that this man that you want to buy onion from is an Hausa man, you now speak Hausa. For that reason, he's going to reduce the price of that onion for you. That means that Hausa man gave you a preferential treatment. You get now. The same way is applicable to countries now. Countries also give themselves preferential treatment in trade. So the first stage of economic integration is the PTA, which is preferential trade area. Now, member states grant themselves, understand, preferential tariff treatment on selected goods, which means that if you carry one goods to our country, you are going to have a reduction in tariff and import tariffs. You understand now? When you import something to our country, you are going to have a kind of reduction, or you are not going to pay a kind of tax. So if you are part of, maybe you are part of ECOWAS, you are part of NAFTA, or you are part of European Union, there are some goods you are going to get what we call the PTA, preferential tariff, preferential trade area, which is that you are going to get a reduction or a removal in tariff of goods coming into member state countries. Maybe, for instance, now, Ghana is member of ECOWAS. If from Ghana, they want to take one product from Ghana to Nigeria, because they are member of ECOWAS, they are going to get a reduction in importing tax. But if another country like Burkina Faso that is not part of ECOWAS, if they want to take goods to Nigeria, they are going to pay full amount because you are not part of our organization. So member state get, how do you call, they get preferential tariff, understand? Treatment on goods, on selected goods. Do you get me? That's the first thing. That is, you belong to us. That is why, it is better. It's very interesting to go to do association. You understand now? You will see some Muslims, they will do MSSN. Some Christian, they will do CAN. Some businessmen, they have their own association. Association of farmers, association of lawyers. Because the association is going to give you a preferential treatment. The same thing applicable to countries. Understand? So, number two stage of economic integration is the FTA. I said number one is PTA, while number two is FTA, which is free trade area. Free trade area, FTA. FTA, free trade area. PTA, preferential trade area. So the number two is FTA. Now, FTA, we have NAFTA and we have AFTA. What is AFTA and NAFTA? What is NAFTA? NAFTA.
The AFTA is the African trade.
What?
The AFTA is the African
free continental trade.
Somebody just answer it. Please just speak louder. AFTA, what is AFTA?
Africa. Free continental trade.
Okay, what is NAFTA?
I don't know.
Not American.
NAFTA is not America. NAFTA is not America. You understand? Why the other one is Africa? Now, we have to have free trade area. Now, which means that member states remove all tariff and quota on trade among themselves. Which means that, the first one, the PTA is a preferential treatment on certain goods. But this one, the FTA, they remove total tariff and quota on all goods. Understand? Among themselves. That is, which means that if you carry this particular goods to Nigeria, and is a member, you are not going to be taxed for that. You are not going to be taxed for that. Understand now? They remove, that is total removal of tariffs and quotas on trade among themselves. So when Nigerians sign a bilateral relation or multilateral relation among some other countries on trade or economics, they can easily decide to remove tariffs and quotas on products they bring into Nigeria. What is tariff? What is quotas? Because some people might not know it. What is tariff and quota? What is tariff and quota?
Quota is the amount of goods permitted to be imported into a country, while tariff is the levy, the payment that is placed upon a good coming into the country. That's just a layman explanation.
Okay. Anybody to add to what you said?
Did you get that?
I get you. You're right. I'm asking if anybody wants to add to what you just said.
Okay.
Anybody to add to it? What is quota? What is tariff to your own understanding? You are learning here. I'm not here to just teach. You're learning. What is quota? What is tariff?
Sorry, I'm in a bad network. I don't know. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Who is
Okay.
talking?
Okay. Let me say quota. I think it refers to like a restriction a region or a country puts on goods, maybe on a particular goods. Like it has a quantity, a number of they have a number of maybe trucks that will come, or let me say the quantity of goods that will come in. Yes, and once they achieve that quantity, then they will no longer accept anyone that will be coming in again. Maybe
Okay.
like in Europe now, I think they have sugar issues. Yeah, they put quota on sugar. You understand?
What about tariff?
Then no, tariff is a normal levy. There is a normal that is the money they put, like, you understand, on goods. Then okay, they put tariff mostly so that to scare away like the importation of goods, so that the factories that is within the local factories will grow. I mean, something like that.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's it now. So we now say that free trade area, when means that member states remove all tariffs and quota on trade among themselves, which means if you belong to this particular organization, maybe ECOWAS, maybe African Union, or maybe they are going to remove quotas. That means you can easily enter, which means he gave the example of European Union putting quota on sugar. That quota they put on sugar, they did not put it on European Union countries. They put it on African countries, which means that from France, you can easily carry any quantity of sugar to Denmark. From Denmark, you can carry any quantity of sugar to Netherlands. But if you want to carry from Nigeria to France, there is a quota, because Nigeria doesn't belong to European Union. You understand now? So the first stage I mentioned is PTA, the second is FTA, while the third stage is custom union. Custom union. In a simple term, custom union is free trade among members. You understand? Free trade among members, which is the countries are going to put something we call as common external tariff against non-member, which means when you are a member, there's free trade. But when you are not member, there is a common law that you must follow. Example, Nigeria, Ghana, Togo, Benin Republic, they are member of ECOWAS. Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, They are not member of ECOWAS. If Nigeria, Ghana, Togo, Benin Republic, they want to do business, the business is going to be a smooth business without too much of tariff. Or either they reduce the tariff or no tariff. Understand? But if Burkina Faso want to do business with any of these countries I mentioned earlier, they are going to increase the tariff for them. The tax, they are going to increase the tax for them, or they are going to put a quota for them because they do not belong to ECOWAS. I don't know whether I'm communicating or am I communicating? If you don't understand, just let me know you don't understand. We are here to learn.
Yes, you are.
Thank you very much. So this is the third one. The first one I mentioned, the first stage, PTA. The second stage, FTA. The third stage, common union. You understand? The fourth stage, number 4, is common market. Common market. Common union, I say if they belong to the same union, the same organization. Now we are not saying that the fourth stage is common market. Understand now? So far as you belong to a custom union, you belong to the same organization with free movement of labor, capital, services, and entrepreneur, it's going to bring out to a common market among member states. For instance, now, European Union, let me just take ECOWAS, that is very near to us. ECOWAS country, if you belong to ECOWAS country, you are going to have, as a country, as Nigeria, Togo, and the likes, you are going to have, aside from custom union, there is also what we call the common market. You're going to have a single market. That is, you do a business, but that business you do, the business Nigerian do with another country and another country do in the West Africa region, ECOWAS region, listen, it's going to be a common market, a single market. You understand? So, likewise, European Union, the business they do, they will not do mago among themselves. You understand? That is the fourth stage of economic integration, while the fifth stage of economic integration is economic union. Economic union. The first stage, PTA, second stage, FTA, third stage, custom union, fourth stage, market union, fifth stage, economic union. Now, economic union, the other hand, is that you have harmonized economic policies. That is, if you belong to any economic member state countries, you have the same policy when it comes to economics. When it comes to trade, when it comes to investment, you have the same policy economically. You understand? Because this is going to facilitate business among yourself. If your policy economically is different from my own policy, my own country policy economically, to do business with you is going to be difficult. But if we follow the same economic policy, to do business among ourselves is going to be easier. If you go back to the definition of economic integration, we said they coordinate among themselves their economic policy by reducing or removing totally barriers in trade, investment, and the movement of factors of production among themselves. So, which means that the economic union means that there should be unison in the economic policy of member state countries. You understand? Why the last one is monetary union. Monetary union is very simple. Please, when you are done, can you take the first stage again? Sorry, no problem. So now I will take the first stage again. So this stage is monetary union. Monetary union is very simple. Understand? Member states of a particular organization. Understand? Maybe Nigeria. Let me just leave Nigeria. France, Denmark, Netherlands. Understand? Italy. Understand? When you see this country, monetarily, in terms of money, they have the same currency. You understand? Euro. They spend euro, right? Because they are in European Union. They spend euro. That's monetary union. So the monetary union is put down in place to facilitate business. Nigeria, we are spending Naira. Ghana, they are spending CD. Cote d'Ivoire, they are spending SAFA. Understand? Which means that economically, monetarily, we are not in unison. When it comes to money, we are not in unison compared to European Union. So in European Union, you see that in France, they spend euro. You go to Netherlands, you can spend your euro. You go to Italy, you can spend your euro. You understand? Because there is economic union. So the sixth stage is in monetary union, rather, monetary union. So member states adopt a single currency and a common central bank. Understand? They adopt a single currency and a common central bank. That is why you see European Union, in all the European Union, they can accept your euro. When you take your euro to France, they accept. When you take it to Italy, they accept. When you take it to Denmark, they accept, and other European unions. But when you take your Naira to Cote d'Ivoire, they don't accept because there is no monetary union among us in West Africa, in ECOWAS. There was a time they want to adopt it whereby Africa as a nation, Africa as a continent, we are going to have one currency, but they were not able to do that. Somebody is asking me a question in the comment section saying that, please, what will be the challenge if ECOWAS countries try to have the same currency? What will be the challenge if ECOWAS countries have the same currency? We are not going to have challenge. You understand? We are not going to have any challenge if we have the same currency with any other country. But one of the challenge we are facing is language barrier. You understand? Now, that is why in ECOWAS, they speak three languages. They speak English, French, and Portuguese. Listen, because we have language barrier. That's the only problem I can see. That if we spend the same money, that's not going to have any problem with us. Listen, we can spend it because when you go to Cote d'Ivoire, when you go to Benin Republic, you go to you go to Cote d'Ivoire, Benin Republic, you go to Togo. They spend the same currency. They spend franc CFA. But Ghana spends CD. Nigeria spends Naira. Even in Cameroon, in Mali, in Burkina Faso, they spend franc CFA. So all these French-speaking countries in West Africa, French-speaking countries in West Africa, they have the same currency. But the English-speaking countries in West Africa, they are the ones that don't have the same currency. Ghana is an English-speaking country. They have how do you call it? They have a city. Nigeria is an English-speaking country. We have Naira. But all other French-speaking countries in West Africa, they have common currency, CFA. But their currency is being controlled by France. That is where the problem comes in. Assuming that the currency they have their own central bank in how do you call it? It's being controlled by people in Africa. It's good. That is why Burkina Faso is fighting. Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali, they are fighting France. Understand? They want to fully control their currency and their business. Understand? So, please, I just want to check the comment section. Somebody said, "Are we in Africa fully integrated because we didn't seem to have passed the?" Okay. A question in the comment section said, "In Africa, are we fully integrated?" No. The answer remains no. Understand now? Because we've not passed through the sixth stage. You get? I've mentioned sixth stage. The sixth stage, we did not pass through the sixth stage. That is why in Africa, we are not fully integrated. Understand now? So that is it. Now, can anyone list the sixth stage of economic integration? Sixth stage of economic integration, please. Can anyone list it for me? We are here to learn. I'm not here to talk.
Sorry, Mr. Akanji.
Yeah.
Please, I asked a question at the comment section.
Okay, you can just say it now. You are talking. Let's talk.
Okay. Based on what you mentioned, the categories. Sorry, I joined late. I discovered that like you joined and you mentioned like 6. And based on what I have here are 5. So please, I want to know, are there 5 or more than?
Are they what?
Are there 5 or more than 5, the categories of economic integration? Based on I have here.
I mentioned 6. So.
You mentioned 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have another one for you can join, but it is 6 that is in my but the handout that Ahmadu Bello University gave us.
Okay. Okay. So maybe okay, no problem. I think I
No,
got it.
talk. You have to learn. You have to learn.
No, based on what I have here, maybe
Okay, what do you have?
I copied it maybe incorrect.
Yeah,
I don't
sorry.
know.
Even me too. The ones I have from the material is 5. There are 5.
Let's just list it out.
Okay, so
So
free
you
trade
see
area. Okay,
What?
sorry. Free trade area,
Okay, 1.
custom union,
Okay.
the common market,
Okay.
economic union,
Okay.
and political union.
yes, this is what I have too. So
This is
based
5.
on the handout, I think it is
5. Now
Bella
explain
Balasa
political union
1960.
for us. Explain political union for us. We are learning. Understand?
Okay. The political union, sorry,
Yeah, I'm with you.
it includes all the advantages that the economic union has, which is free trade, free movement of people, like capital and labor also, and all. Plus they just use in the political union, right? You said
Yeah, that is what
the
I
advantage
did not.
it has more than economic union. Is just the unification of political institutions.
The unification of political institutions.
Yes, it has all the advantages of economic union plus unification of political institutions.
Yeah. You
But
are
that is economic integration now.
coming. I'm coming. I just want to say something. But in Africa, politically, are we in unison?
No, we are not.
Not.
So I don't know, but I don't know where I'm reading my note. I don't know whether it's the same note we have, but this is the 6 I know I saw in my handout. I don't know if we
No,
have.
we can still add with the ones you
Is it
have now.
because we have different
We are still
lecturers?
learning too now.
Is it because we have different lecturers?
No, I'm using the ABU.
Because the professor Yana did not tell us anything about political.
No, I'm using the how do I, ABU handout, not lecturer handout. Understand now? I'm using the ABU handout.
Oh, okay.
So that is another advantage now. We still learn
So
from
we are learning. You understand? So the first one I mentioned is a preferential, which is they give preferential treatment. You understand? If an Hausa man want to go and buy onion from an Hausa man, it's going to make it cheaper because we are Hausa to Hausa. That is preferential treatment. The same thing when you are a member state of a country, of an organization, you are going to have preferential treatment in tariff and quotas. You understand? I also mentioned free trade area. You understand? Member state of a country, they remove all tariff and quotas among themselves. You understand? We talk about the custom, we talk about common market, economic union, and the monetary union. Understand? So these are the 6 I know we have. You can add it to yours and you can make your own research too. Thank you very much for your contribution. I really like it. I like also give us ourselves ideas. We are here to learn. And so now advantages or benefits of economic integration. Advantages or benefits of economic integration. Number one advantage. Number one advantage of economic integration. Industrial development. Economic integration easily facilitates industrial development because countries and investors are going to inject economic money into a country. Listen, by doing that, since no country can live on its own, what a country lacks, another country is going to inject in the economy. So if one industry is low, you understand? If one industry is low, another country that have it, they can inject that one in another country if there is economic integration. which is going to facilitate industrial development. Understand? Why number 2? It increased trade among member states. The benefit. It increased trade among member states. I have some people from Ivory Coast. They always come to Nigeria to come and buy wig. They don't understand English. They don't understand Yoruba. Although they are Nigerian, but they don't speak Yoruba. They don't speak Hausa. They don't speak Igbo. They don't speak English. But they use Google, and they come to Nigeria, buy wigs, and sell it in Ivory Coast. Understand? The same thing, we have some people from Nigeria also, they go to Ivory Coast to go and do business. So economic integration increased trade among member states. It's not only in the countries, the leaders, even the citizens themselves. So it facilitates the movement of factors of production, land, labor, capital, entrepreneur among member states rather. So if you belong to an organization as a country, it's going to facilitate the movement of factors of production among themselves. Understand? Which is land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. So from Ivory Coast, you can just call people in Nigeria. I want to buy land. I want to do business in Nigeria. Let me get land. Understand? We want to build factory in Nigeria.
Maybe a network.
Let me move this person. So I said it increased trade among member states. Why the number 3 is that it's also beneficial in the sense that it facilitates efficient allocation of resources. It facilitates efficient allocation of resources. Some countries are poor, while some are rich. You understand? Some have the resources, some don't have the resources. So the allocation of resources make it easier. Economic integration make it easier for resources to be allocated to country easily because there is already freedom of freedom of movement, or freedom of transaction. Understand? Among countries, member states. So far as there is freedom of transaction among member states, allocation of resources is going to be easier. The best producer of cocoa in West Africa is Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast. Understand? From Ivory Coast, they can send cocoa to Nigeria if we are lacking it. Understand? Likewise, Nigeria produce cashew, we produce other product now. We can easily also send it to them. So the resources a country is lacking, another country can have it if they integrate. So which means that you cannot survive as a country alone. You need another country for your survival. Because you don't have everything. You understand? You don't have everything. You need another country for your survival. Understand? Which number am I? Number 3 or number 4?
Number 4.
Number 4. Number 5 on my list is it increased employment opportunity.
Number 4 now, please.
We are number 5 now, Abi?
No, number 1, industrial development. Number 2, it increases trade among member states. Number 3, it facilitates the efficient and allocation of the country.
Of resources,
That's
allocation.
Of resources. Of resources. Okay, sorry.
The next one I mentioned is it increased employment.
Number 4.
Employment opportunity. Employment opportunity. I give an example now. Let me just give myself an example now. My father got to Ivory Coast in 1959, before Ivory Coast got independent, because there was employment opportunity in that country. So after independence, some African nations have the former African Union. They integrate together, so there was no problem for foreigners. You understand? He gave birth to all of us in Ivory Coast. Understand? So up to date, we see people, they move from Nigeria to Ivory Coast every year. Not every year, every day. They move to Nigeria, they move to Ivory Coast every day because there's employment opportunity over there. Likewise, some people move from Ivory Coast to Nigeria because there is employment opportunity in Nigeria. So when country integrate, what we want to infer is that when country integrate, it creates a new venture. And once new venture is created, there is going to be employment opportunity for that venture. Understand? So when I move from Nigeria to Ivory Coast, I'm going there to see business. When I see the business that is there, I create my business. Once I create my business, I employ people to work for me there. Understand? So new ventures are being created once there is economic integration. So far, there's new ventures, which means that there is going to be money in circulation, and so far there's money in circulation, there is going to be employees. So you are going to create job opportunities when there's economic integration. Aside from that, those people working in our seaports, our airports, if there's no economic integration, they will not be there. Because we will not be doing business with another country. We just stay on our own. We don't go another country. We just stay on our own. You understand? So the next one on my list is political stability and peace. Countries that transact together, that do business together, will find ways to avoid war and promote peace. You understand? Political stability and peace. Political stability and peace. When countries transact together, when they do business together, it facilitates promotion of peace and reduction of avoidance of war. Listen, Benin Republic is a strategic partner to Nigeria, and and a border friend. Let me just say a border friend and a strategic partner to Nigeria. That is why when there was coup in Benin Republic, it was easier for us to go and defend them. In 2010, Nigeria sent soldiers to Ivory Coast to go and defend Ivory Coast when there was coup there. So when there was a terror there. So when you are a member state of an organization, you do business together economically, you avoid war. At the same time, you want to promote peace. Because when there is peace, your business continues. When there is war, your business stops. Understand? Why the last one on my list is transfer of technology and skill. Transfer of technology and skills. Understand? So there is going to be a transferable skills. You see the UK now, UK are taking our doctors, our nurses, our healthcare workers. Because Nigeria, we don't value them. We don't pay them well. So UK is taking them. You see, most of Nigeria in the UK now, most of them, they want to do healthcare. They want to be doctor. They want to be nurse. Because it's easy for you to get more money there. And it's easy to get promotion and get a better way of living there. You understand? So the economic integration, if there is no economic integration between our country and them, they will not take workers from Nigeria to come and work in their country. Aside from that one, economic integration, it facilitates FDI on a foreign direct investment. You know that when there is foreign direct investment, there is going to be, existence of technology. So automatically, the economic integration facilitates the existence of technology and skills in a country. And then our refineries are not working. We call on our economic integration open doors for Shell and Chevron for them to come to Nigeria, or Total for them to come to Nigeria. When they come in with the skills and they come with technology that can extract our oil. But if there is no economic integration, we will have the oil and crude oil, and we don't know what to do because we don't have the technology capacity to extract them. Understand? Am I communicating, please? Am I communicating?
Yes, please.
Thank you very much. Since we've talked about the advantage or the benefit of economic integration, you should know that there should be a disadvantage or a problem of economic integration. Understand that? In social science, when you hear advantage or you hear benefit, you should know that there is the opposite in social science.
Okay.
So now, problem or disadvantages of economic integration. Number one, unequal distribution of benefit. Unequal distribution of benefit. Memo this person. Iraje, I don't want you. Unequal distribution of benefits. Once there is economic integration in a country, some powerful country, they gain more opportunities. Why those are not powerful, they get low. Understand now? So strong economics, they gain more. Why those that are not strong, they gain less. You cannot compare Nigeria and Ghana. Understand? You cannot compare because Nigerian economy is stronger than Ghana economy. So Nigerian gain more benefit in this economic integration than Ghana. Understand? Which means that there is unequal distribution of benefit. We cannot be equal, even though there is economic integration. Some country benefit more than another country. Because those that benefit more than another country, they are called the strong economies. Understand? The strong economy benefit more than the weaker one. Understand? So look at the European Union. You will see the level at which France is going to benefit is going to be different from the level at which Denmark is going to benefit. Just ask yourself, why did UK remove themselves from European Union? Understand? Because the UK just sense that they are not benefiting as they're supposed to be benefiting. That's why they remove themselves from European Union rather. So strong countries, some countries are going to benefit, while some will not going to benefit. Understand? So some money, they can take money from another country, another territory to sponsor another country, which means that there is no equal. So far there is no equal resources in countries. So the stronger one are going to benefit, while the weaker one are not going to benefit. Understand? This number 2, loss of national sovereignty. Loss of national sovereignty. Before I explain this one, what is sovereignty? What is sovereignty? We don't talk about this one many times here. What is sovereignty?
It's the ability of a nation to make rules within its own territory.
Okay. Continue.
Sir?
Continue that definition. That definition is not complete.
Okay. So what am I going to say again?
Okay. Can anyone complete that
Without
definition?
being bound with external influence.
Thank you very much. Someone
Without
said
what?
external interference.
Okay.
Yes, internal influence.
So without ability of a country to make laws and regulation within its own territory without external interference. But you now see that economic integration will not allow you to surrender some things. You make policy, but because you are integrated economically, you surrender them easily. So there is going to be loss of national sovereignty. States surrender some decision-making power because of economic integration. You surrender some things, some of the law, which means that organization that you had or that union you have, you are going to surrender yourself to that union. So some decision make in that union, you are going to surrender. You are going to follow that decision instead of following the policy you make in your own country, which means that you are losing sovereignty. You are being controlled by the union or the international organization that you join. Do you understand that? So that is number 2 problem of economic integration. Understand? Number 3 problem of economic integration is collapse of infant industries. Collapse of infant industries. When there is economic integration, it gives direct access to FDI, foreign direct investment, right? So far as investors will come into the countries, there is going to be a problem for small industries, infant industries.
Oh, no.
So there is going to be competition between those that are coming outside their country to their own country. Look at there was a time Mr. Biggs. I think that was Mr. Biggs before. I think 2015 or 2012. There was one restaurant that they call Mr. Big's then. Today, Mr. Big is not existing. Mr. Big is Nigerian company, understand? But today is not. Mr. Big is not existing because there are KFC that's entering Nigeria. There is which other, I don't know, the big industry that enter Nigeria, food industry, fast food. We have KFC. We have what again? I don't know. But I know that there is KFC that enter Nigeria. What is it? Domino's, right? Domino's in Nigeria, right?
There is this sensation. Yeah, Domino is in Nigeria.
Okay. Do you have Mr. Beast in Nigeria?
No, we
It's
used to have.
We used to have, but they don't exist again.
No, they don't exist anymore.
So what I want to infer is that
Who said they don't exist anymore, Mr. Biggs?
No, not Mr. Beast. It's not Mr. Beast. McDonald's. I mean McDonald's.
No, we don't have McDonald's in Nigeria. It's never be open.
Okay.
It's
now,
Domino's we have.
I don't know much about Nigeria, but when you look at Mr. Biggs, Mr. Big is Nigeria, right? Nigerian industry, but because of foreign direct investment, all these KFC or all these Domino's, they enter Nigeria, they kill Mr. Biggs. The competition we have Tantalizer. Tantalizer also is not producing as it was producing then. If they are even existing, but they are not productive as they were doing maybe in 2012 and the likes. So because of this economic integration, infant industry will be in danger. They were going to collapse. So because local industry cannot compete with them, because they come with money, they come with expertise. They now compete with local industries. You understand? So which number are we?
Number 4 now.
Number 4. Number 5, economic dependence.
No. We have done 3. This should be number 4.
Yeah, number 4, economic dependence, which means that weak nations or weak states depend on stronger ones. Understand? Countries that are weak, they depend on the stronger one to survive. Which means there is no way they will do. They have to depend because they belong to the same organization. Other countries will not be overlooking them. They will be coming to their aid for help. If they need help, they will call in another nation and they'll be helping them. So weak states depend on stronger one due to economic integration, and it makes them to be dependent. And when a country is depending on another country, there is going to be a kind of agreement that might not favor them, but they have to accept. And so now, why the last disadvantage of economic integration is implementation challenge. Implementation challenge. So there is what we call lack of political will and infrastructure. Sometimes we don't have the infrastructure, or sometimes due to security reason. Understand? Due to security reason, all these countries all these people that we say they want to do business with us, and all their people. Let me take an example now. Those people selling cows, they come from Somalia, they come from Niger, they come from Mauritania, all these countries. Understand? And all these people selling motor car parts. You will see that some of them, those that don't have good intention among them, not all of them, don't misquote me, please. So some of them, they don't have good intention. They come to the country and sabotage the economy. You understand now? They sabotage the economy. Economic integration will occur when there is good security. But those people you facilitate for them to come and do secure business with you, they also come with some security challenge. You understand now? We don't have necessary infrastructure to know how many people enter our country in a day. Who enter our country? Especially in Africa. I don't talk about Europe. Even Europe, people pass through boats to enter Europe. So you don't know those people that pass through boats to enter, or those people that pass through porous border to enter your territory. You don't know their intention. So far as you don't know, you don't have the required facility to monitor who entered your country, what is the purpose in their countries, Why are they in your countries? Some will enter with bad purpose, terrorism, understand? Terrorism, banditry, kidnapping. So there is an implementation challenge in economic integration because there is lack of political will and infrastructure to monitor how this economic integration is being implemented. Kajiko, I don't mention 5. So now let me take you back. Let me drink water.
Sorry, I missed the first and the second.
I want to drink water. Can anyone tell her the first and the second, please? I want to drink water. That's out of the camera. Can anyone tell her the first and the second? Please,
So
can
the
anyone?
first one is unequal distribution of benefits.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Can you
And
explain
then the second one is loss
The
of
second one is loss
national
of sovereignty.
sovereignty.
Wait. Explain that one in your own language. Unequal distribution of benefits. Is it Ira J? Explain that one in your language.
My network was bad. I didn't really get the explanation actually.
No, even if you don't get the explanation, how you understand. Sometimes you'll be in an exam. Sometimes you'll be in an exam or you don't know the full meaning of something, but how you understand it is going to save you. So how do you understand this thing now? You are learning.
Maybe some gain more than others.
What?
Some gain more than others. It's not balanced.
Now,
yes, stronger economics.
You say some gain more than others. In this case now, who gain more?
Countries with strong economy.
That's strong, I guess.
Thank you very much. You see, sometimes it's not about knowing the exact explanation. It's about understanding it. You people think I'm memorizing this note. I'm not memorizing this note too. I read to understand. I don't read to cram. That is how it is. Because if you read to cram, you'll be in the examination and you not understand anything. So the understanding you have is going to save you in the exam. We are here to learn. You get? So if you say something and what you say is not that right, other people are here to correct you. You understand? So now let's move forward now. Let's move
the second, they didn't mention the second.
Okay, the second one. Yeah, who was mentioning the second one?
I said loss of
sovereignty.
Sovereignty.
Loss of
sovereignty. National sovereignty.
Loss of national sovereignty. Can we proceed, or you want to write it first?
No, I want to understand it. Is it you lose your sovereignty?
Okay, can I explain that one for her? Can anyone explain that one for her?
Okay, so since sovereignty is all about the ability of a state to make decisions without external influence. So in this kind of situation now, because of the integration, and we know that the stronger one gain more than the weaker ones. So because of integrations, when some decisions are made, the state will have to relax most of the decisions that they have made in order to, because of the integration, so that the free trade thing can work. So they kind of lose their sovereignty. All the things that ordinarily they will not allow, they will allow it because of integration.
Do you get it now?
External interference.
Yes, I got it. Thank you
very much. Okay, now we want to talk about the next thing we want to talk about now is economic integration in Africa. Economic integration in Africa. How is Africa as a continent integrate economically? Now, one thing you need to know is that there are 4 blocks. Understand? There are 4 blocks in Africa. When you talk about Africa regional integration. So when you talk about, we have 4 African regional integration blocks. Understand? So I know you are common with one, which is ECOWAS, right? Everyone know ECOWAS, right? But aside from ECOWAS, we have some other blocks also. You understand? I will ask you and you'll be telling me the full meaning. You understand? Who can tell me the full meaning? After ECOWAS, what is the full meaning of ECOWAS? What is the full meaning of ECOWAS?
Economic Community for West African States.
Okay. Okay. The second one is COMESA. What is the full meaning of COMESA? What is the full meaning of COMESA?
This is my first time hearing this.
Your
I've
first
not
time to
heard
hear
of
it.
that. Though.
COMESA is Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa. Which means that those people that are not in ECOWAS, that is West Africa, they are either in COMESA, Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa. Those people in the East and South Africa, this is where they are. Understand? Why the third block we have is SADC, 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 which is Southern African Development Community. Southern African Development Community. Why the last block we have in Africa is the EAC, which is East African Community. So these four blocks, they are economic, these four blocks, they are regional economic blocks in Africa. You understand now? So we will look at how integration is in Africa for you to understand a bit. Now, we want to talk about FTA in Africa. FTA in Africa. What is FTA?
Free trade area, right?
Free trade area. Now, we want to talk about African Continental Free Trade Area. Africa Continental Free Trade Area. I repeat it. We want to talk about Africa Continental Free Trade Area. So the African Continental Free Trade Area, this is a continental, understand? This is a continental wide free trade area. A continental, which is continent, the continent of Africa, is a continental wide free trade area. Aim at, understand? Aim at creating a single African market. So African Continental Free Trade Area is a continental wide.
Sorry, aim at what? Sorry, I didn't get it. Aim at what?
That's why I want to repeat it from the beginning.
Okay.
So African Continental Free Trade Area, this is a continental free trade area, continental wide free trade area, aimed at creating a single Africa market. Aim at creating a single African market. So when you hear about a African Continental Free Trade Area, which is a AFCTA, you should know that their number one aim is to create a single free trade area for African continentally. Understand? Now, objective. What is the objective of African Continental Free Trade Area? Objective. Number one objective: increase intra-Africa trade. Intra-Africa trade. That trading between Africans. Understand? The first objective is increase intra-Africa trade. Why the second objective? Like holding pen. Why the second objective is promote industrialization. When you talk about industrialization, encourage business. Understand? Promote industrialization. Number 3 objective, reduce dependence on foreign markets. They don't want us to be depending on all these foreign products. They want us to be producing and be selling among ourselves.
So can we say this is regional integration?
It is a continental economic integration.
Okay.
That means the continent of Africa.
Okay.
Continent.
Okay.
When you say regional, you specify it to a particular region, either COMESA, either ECOWAS, either EEC, or either SAC. I mentioned 4 blocks, so
Yes.
that is regional. But this
Okay.
African Continental Free Trade Area, that is continental. The whole
Okay. Okay. I understand. Thank you.
Africa.
Please,
Now,
can you mention the
challenges.
first one? I missed it.
Can anyone mention it for her? What
You
is
mean
the
the 4 blocks?
Yeah, objectives
The
of
objective.
African Continental.
Okay. The objectives of ACTA: increase intra-African trade. That's
Okay.
one.
Thank you.
It promotes industrialization. That's 2. Then 3, it reduces dependence on foreign markets.
Do you get it?
That is 3.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, the challenges of African Continental Free Trade Area. Challenges. The number 1 challenge that is visible. Who can tell me the number 1 challenge that is visible? What is number 1 challenge? Anybody to help me?
Language barrier.
Language is never a barrier.
Currency differences.
It's never a barrier.
Okay.
It's never a barrier. So far as there is exchange rates, if you exchange, that's why IMF exists. So the currency cannot be a barrier. Language also
can
cannot.
Have inequality among members.
Inequality among members.
Yes. Where the stronger ones will dominate the process.
It can be a challenge, but not that bigger challenge. Now, one big challenge is political instability. Political instability. You will see that there is crisis in Nigeria, there is crisis in Togo, there is crisis in Benin Republic, Mali, Niger, South Sudan. In major part of Africa. It's not major part of Africa. I can say in more than 50% countries in Africa, you will see that there is one crisis there. Everybody is nursing his own problem politically. Nigeria, we are nursing Boko Haram, banditry, kidnapping. Understand? Another country also, they are also in Burkina Faso, they are also nursing their own. So there is political instability in the continent of Africa. In Rwanda, they are nursing their own. In DRC Congo, they are nursing their own. So there is no security, there is no political stability in the continent of Africa. More than 50% of countries in Africa, they are not stable politically. You understand? We have a problem we are nursing politically, and this is a big challenge in implementing the objective of African Free Trade Zone, African Continental Free Trade Zone area. That's number 1. Number 2 is poor infrastructure. Poor infrastructure. You know that we are saying that the objective is that they don't want another country. They don't want to depend on foreign country. But you don't want to depend on them, but you don't have the infrastructure to compete with them. You understand that? We lack infrastructure. We lack some infrastructure that can give us an open zone to compete with foreign investors or foreign companies or foreign countries rather. Understand? Why number 3 common challenge is similar export structure. See, all of us, we have similar export structure. We all want to sell to one same country. Understand? We all want to sell it. Maybe if Nigeria take his cocoa, for instance, or his cashew, they want to sell it to one country. Another country also want to sell it. Another country wants to sell it to the same country. Understand now? So it's like we are copying ourselves. We are not diversifying our export structure. So we have similar structure, which is bringing problem. Understand now? So we need to be diversifying our export. What we're exporting out, we need to diversify it. But currently, we have similar exports. Let me drink water, please. We have similar exports with among ourselves. I just mentioned 5, but in the examination, I just mentioned 3. In the examination, it is advisable to mention 5. End of this point, I mentioned 3. Just go and look for 2 to add to it. It's advisable to answer to make it 5 in the exam. At least make it 5 in the exam. And so, if I mention 3, go and do your own research and add your own 2 to it. That's all. Can I proceed, please?
Yes, but I have a question.
That's your question.
So, Mr. Akanji, this North American Free Trade, is it act or I think it is act, right? Or area? Can we refer that as regional integration? NAFTA.
Yeah, NAFTA is regional integration.
Okay. Is act or area? North American Free Trade.
Mexico, Canada, USA.
Okay.
The same way we are doing our own ECOWAS and the same way Okay. Proceed now. Can I proceed?
Yes, you can.
Now, theoretical perspective. Let's talk about theoretical perspective. Theoretical perspective on economic integration. You know, in international affairs and diplomacy, we deal with theory. You talk about liberalism, realism, constructivism, idealism, and the likes. No. So, theoretical perspective now. What theory says regarding this economic integration? We just briefly talk about that one. Now, what is the liberal perspective on economic integration? The perspectives of liberal on economic integrations, to them, they say that economic integration promotes free trade and growth. Understand? It promotes free trade. Liberals believe that economic integration promotes free trade and growth. At the same time, it is their own belief that market force ensure efficiency. That is, when a country has a good output rather than a good input, there is going to be efficiency. When you produce more, you take it out, you take it out, you'll be encouraged that you are making money. At the same time, when you are getting review, you perfect what you export out. You understand? But when there's no market force, when you just base your things on, okay, you produce, you sell it to Nigeria all in, there is not going to be efficiency. You just make, it's my people, Nigerian people. You believe that in UK we drink Gary, and the Gary we drink, I can say 99% of the Gary we drink in UK comes from Nigeria and Ghana. Do you understand? Yam, we eat yam, and they come from Nigeria, Ghana, and some other countries. You understand now? So, because there is a market in the UK and there is economic integration between UK and some African nations, it is easier for them to bring it. But they know that UK will not accept any bad product in their territory. So they do what we call efficiency of the market force, efficiency of what they put in outside. That is a belief of liberals. That is, economic integration can promote free trade, likewise growth in the country. But also, the market force also encourage or ensure efficiency. That is the perspective of the liberal. Listen now, this is just perspective of the liberal. But on the other hand, there is another theory. We call it the dependency perspective or the dependency theory. The dependency, which is the structuralist. We say liberal theory perspective. We now say structuralist perspective. Listen, This is just theory. We are just talking about theoretical perspective. You understand now? So we just mentioned liberal perspective. Now we are mentioning the structuralist perspective. So the structuralist perspective, they said to them, they say economic integration benefits strong nations or strong states. So to them, those countries that are strong, they are the ones that benefit more. You know, that means that they go against what liberals are saying. You understand? They say only those people that they structurally say only those people that are strong nations are the ones that benefit. Why weak states remain dependent? Countries that are weak, they depend on the strong nations. You understand? So, in essence, economic integration is important strategy for promoting development and cooperation among states. You understand? It's just economic strategy to promote development and cooperation among states. So, this is about economic integration. Understand? This is the first thing. That is Module 3, Section 1. Module 3 has 2 sections. So we want to talk about the second section now. What's the time? It is 7:47 in Nigeria. Should we continue? Should we finish section 2 of module 3?
Yeah. Okay.
Module 2 now. Module 3, section 2. That's the last section, and we are done. Now, we want to talk about international monetary system. International monetary system, IMS. Not IMF, IMS. International monetary system. Here we are not talking about International Monetary Fund. We are talking about International Monetary System, IMS. International Monetary System. This is the set rules. Understand? Institution or agreement or mechanism that govern exchange rates. Understand? This is the set rules or agreement or mechanism that govern exchange rates. You wonder, how do we come across like $1 is 1,000, $100 is, $1 is 1,500. How do you say? Yeah. How do we come across that one? It's because of the international monetary system. So we are not saying the international monetary system. This is the rule, institution, agreement, and mechanism that govern exchange rates, international payment. Sometimes you order things from UK or you order from China. What rules govern that one? There is a rule that governs that one. Understand? Or capital movement among nations. How do you move money from one country to another country? So it's the international monetary system that laid down the rules that govern that one. So the rule that govern exchange rates, capital movement, international payment among nations is international monetary system. Or the mechanism, the institution, the rule, or the agreement that govern exchange rate, capital movement, or international payment among nations, that is international monetary system. Kachiko, do you understand? Now, international monetary system, you see, it helps us to explain how countries exchange their currency, how Nigeria exchange Naira to franc CFA in Ivory Coast, how Ivory Coast exchanges franc CFA to CD in Ghana, how Ghana exchanges CD to rupees in China, in India, how India exchanges rupees to yen in China, how China they exchange yen to pounds in UK. So that rule that is put in place, that's the international monetary system. And the international monetary system, it helps us also to explain how countries pay each other for trade. You in Nigeria, you want to order from Alibaba in China, and you spend naira, they spend yen in China, but you do business with them, and they send your goods to Nigeria. So it's the international monetary system that is going to explain how you pay yourself as countries. How one from your country, you pay another country. Listen. And the international monetary system, it helps us to explain how international financial problems are managed. Understand? How international financial problems are managed. Now, take this pen. Now, importance of international monetary system. What is the importance of international monetary system? Number one importance. It facilitates international trade. It facilitates international trade. With international monetary system, country can buy goods and sell goods smoothly. You can spend your own naira from Nigeria in pounds. You in Nigeria, but you buy something in UK. But that thing you are buying in UK, the price they put in that product is in pounds, not in naira. It's the international monetary system that make it easier, that facilitate that buying and selling of goods internationally. Number two, importance of international monetary system. It promotes exchange stability. It promotes exchange stability. It helps us to reduce uncertainty in international transaction. How do you know that £5 is 10,000 naira? How do we know that? Understand? How do you know that your 5,000 naira, it is 2,500, 2.5 pounds in UK, or 2.5p in UK? Or how do you know that $1 is this amount in naira? It's the international monetary system that facilitates that one. Understand? It makes us to know the stability in exchange rate. If it was easy, Nigeria would have just increased that 1,000 naira. 1,000 naira is equal to 10,000 US dollar. If it was easy, but because there are some rules and regulations that bind them, that is why the naira cannot drop all of a sudden to surpass dollars. Understand? The number three importance of this international monetary system is that it ensures smooth international payment. It ensures smooth international payment. Understand? I don't need to explain that when you understand that. Number four, it promotes global economic growth because of, there's already economic integration. Understand? Economic integration can either be regional or it can be internationally, or it can be continentally. Now, either continental, regional, or internationally, money is going to flow. Understand? So far as money flow is going to promote global economic growth. So far money is in flow, inflow and outflow of money exists, there is going to be global economic growth. Understand? Do you understand? Am I communicating, please? Am I communicating?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about evolution. We want to talk about story, a bit story. Evolution or history of...
I want an example of these international systems. The examples, please. The international monetary systems. Do you have examples of?
We are going there. We are going there.
Okay.
We are going there. Understand? So I don't want it to just be blur, just be looking at what is this one saying. We take it from simple to complex. That is how teaching is done. Understand now? So it's from simple to complex, from complex to abstract, from abstract. So Those people that go to college of education, they will understand. Now, evolution or history of international monetary system. What the story is, how do we come about money? Okay? How do we come about business among countries or around the likes and the likes? How do we come about exchange rate and the likes? The number one, evolution. The first stage is gold standard system. Gold, understand? Gold, G-O-L-D, gold standard system. So before, national currency were linked to gold. That is why you hear the story of Mansa Musa of Mali. When he was going to Saudi Arabia for his Hajj, he took gold from Mali to, when he entered Egypt, he just crashed Egypt economy because he was having a lot of gold. So, gold is now. So, gold is linked to national currency. That is, gold was the prime factor, the prime element in doing transaction. Understand? So during that time, exchange rate were fixed on gold. Exchange rate is based on the value of gold. Understand now? But in that stage, the features, the characteristics of that stage, how that stage looks like, there was limited government interference. That means that government doesn't interfere in that one. People that have gold are the most powerful then. You understand? The power of I have gold, I transact with you. You have gold, you transact with me. Government doesn't interfere there. There was no set down rules and regulation. Understand? And there was number two, under the features here, under the gold standard system, there was fixed exchange rate. There was fixed exchange rate. And number three is automatic balance of payment adjustment. What is balance of payment adjustment? That anyone, any bankers or any people in the financial sector, balance of payment adjustment. What is BOP? People who did bank, if they do bank, if they banking system. What is BOP? What is BOP? What is BOP? What? Okay, balance of payment adjustment. Anybody to bail me now? Balance of payment adjustment. Let me give you as an assignment. It's already 8 in Nigeria, but what is balance of payment adjustment? Nobody can tell me that. Okay, somebody else is like somebody reply. Okay, no, somebody did not reply. What is balance of payment adjustment? You know they do okay. Anyone in the banking system here, any banking sector here to help us?
I am but I'm on the road, so I don't know if you can hear me.
Okay, he's on the road. And another person.
I'm on
I know we
road.
have like 7 people in the banking sector here. You don't want to help us.
But I think it's like something about the country, a country's maybe summary of transaction.
Okay,
just
continue.
Like financial statement of a company, but this is
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, financial statement of a country. You see, as Nigeria is doing business with other countries, we have our financial statement, right? So, we now say that during the gold standard system, there was automatic balance of payment adjustment. You owe me money, go and bring your goals, bring it to me. We don't solve problem. We will not be delaying matters. You understand? You adjust any loan, any tariff, any aid you have with another country, you adjust it easily. That was it. But this was the first era. Well, aside from the first era, the reason why the gold standard adjustment, the reason why we are not using the gold standard system is because it has some disadvantage. Understand now? So it favor one of the disadvantages is that it favor the industrial countries. You don't know, everybody have gold. So industrial country, it favor them more than those people that are not industrial. Aside from that one, there's limited growth for developing countries. Countries that are not developing, like third world countries, there are limited growth for them. But we now see that, okay, this gold standard era is not favorable. Even to this era we have, we cannot base everything on gold. We cannot base all transactions on gold. Understand? I don't have gold. My partner have it. I don't usually wear gold. I can buy it, but I cannot use it as Muslim. Understand? But we can buy it for our partner. So which means that if I don't have, and if we were basing everything on our transaction on gold, and we are basing it, and you don't have, that means if you don't have gold, you are poor. If you have gold, you are rich, which is not favorable. Yeah, but this one collapsed after World War I. It collapsed, and this I want to talk about this topic before we stop. I will talk about IMF, International Monetary Fund. Listen, now please take attention to this. The Bretton Woods system. Bretton Woods system. Britain is BRETTON. Wood, WWWOD system. So after the gold standard system collapsed, the Bretton Woods system between 1944 and 1971. There is one past question like this. That question comes in that past question. Listen, that question comes in that past question. That's why I said I want to talk about it, and I will talk about IMF because they mentioned IMF also in that past question. Listen, so this Bretton Woods system between 1944 to 1971, the background of it is that
1944
to 1971. Okay, so the background, for you to understand the background, the background is that it was established in 1944 in the USA. Understand? And it was aimed at rebuilding the global economy after the World War II. You know, we said that the gold standard system collapsed due to World War I, but this one was now established after the World War II. There was economic depression. Understand? There was economic instability due to the war. So to now stabilize the economy, you know, USA took over power after the World War II. They took over power. Understand? So they now established this principle of Bretton Woods system. But they want to stabilize the economy. Understand? They want to rebuild global economy. Understand? Now, what was the characteristics or the features of the Bretton Woods system? Number one characteristic of the Bretton Woods system. Number one characteristic is US dollar was pegged to gold. That is where problems started. Now everybody want to do exchange it to gold, to dollars. So US dollar. So you know it was gold before. They now change it to that. Let's change that gold as a standard to US dollar. That means all countries must do business by looking at the dollar rate. You must look at dollar rate to do your business. You understand? Now, one of the features is other currencies in the world, they were also pegged. When I say peg, is PEGGED. PEGGED. Peg. There were also other currency in the world. Let's say Naira, Sefa, CDs, pounds, euro. They were also pegged to dollars. That is why you see that in the world today, if they want to do transaction, they put dollar in front. Because the USA have modeled it after the World War II. And also, there was adjustable exchange rate, which means that if $1 is 10,000 naira today, for example, tomorrow it can come to 5,000 naira. Tomorrow it can come to 2,000 naira, which means it is not stable. It is adjustable. There is an adjustable exchange rate. So when they created this system of Bretton Woods, it now gave birth to International Monetary Fund, which I want to talk about, IMF. It is the Bretton Woods system that gave birth to the creation of the International Monetary Fund and also the World Bank. Understand? Because the structure they put, the features they put, open doors for International Monetary Fund to be created and also open doors for the World Bank to be created, which are very two important topics we need to talk. But this now I will talk about IMF, why I leave you to go and look for World Bank. I know my time has reached, my time has reached, but I will talk about IMF before I stop. That's an IMF. IMF. What is the full meaning of IMF? What's the full meaning of IMF?
International Monetary Fund.
Thank you very much. International Monetary Fund. Now, International Monetary Fund. I said World Bank and International Monetary Fund were given birth due to the Bretton Woods system. You know, USA wants all countries to transact in dollars. You get it? They want all countries to transact. If you want to sell Nigerian oil or you want to buy Nigerian crude refined oil, it has to be in dollars. The same thing in other countries also. So they have to create this organization. Understand now? Now, we'll talk about now. We want to talk about key institutions in international monetary system. You know, we've been talking about international monetary system. Now, we want our institutions in international monetary system. Somebody asked question and I say we are coming there. So we are now there. So, key institution in international monetary system. Number one, IMF. Let's talk about IMF, International Monetary Fund. International Monetary Fund. This is a financial, understand? This is an international financial institution. Is an international financial institution. Is an international financial institution established to promote exchange rate stability. Established to promote exchange rate stability. You know that I said the Bretton Woods, when they created, there was stability in the exchange rate. You understand? So the International Monetary Fund is an international financial institution established to promote exchange rate stability and provide short-term financial assistance. And provide short-term financial assistance. And provide short-term financial assistance to members countries or member state countries facing balance of payment. I've mentioned balance of payment, right? Balance of payment problem. So we say International Monetary Fund, they are international financial institution. Understand? That is established to promote exchange rate stability. Understand? You want to change pounds to naira, or naira to dollars, or naira to CFAs. Is IMF that create this exchange rate stability. Understand? But at the same time, they also provide short-term financial loan to countries that belong to them. Don't be all countries belong to them. Understand? So countries that belong to them, they provide short-term financial loan to them. Understand? Especially countries that are facing balance of payment problem. Maybe country don't take loan somewhere. They don't know how to pay. They can borrow money from IMF, pay it. Understand? Or countries, they are having economic crisis. They borrow loan from IMF. They settle their financial crisis. Understand? So I now mentioned that I said country facing balance of payment problem. So balance of payment. Somebody has mentioned it. Understand now? So it's record of all economic transaction between one countries and other, a country and other countries. Understand now? Yes. So the record of transaction between Nigeria and all the country in the world, that's the balance of payment. So when you are facing problem with balance of payment as a country, you can go to IMF, borrow money, settle all your stuff. Understand? Well, when you are facing problem in the country, economic problem, IMF is going to help you. Now, functions of IMF. Functions of IMF. Number one function of IMF, provide balance of payment support. Provide balance of payment support. That is, they find a way to help countries. Understand? By supporting them, they find a way to help countries. I've explained, I've mentioned, I'll tell you the meaning of balance of payment again. So they help countries in settling the wahala, the financial crisis. Understand now? Now, number two, the IMF function, number two function of IMF, they promote exchange rate stability. They promote exchange rate stability. While number three is they monitor global economic performance. In case they see that there is going to be economic crisis, they are going to take the right step. They monitor global rate, global economic performance. They give short-term loan, another function. They give short-term loan to countries. While the last function is they provide technical assistance to countries. Now, you see, IMF, when they do this, all these things, when IMF does all these things, there is something we call condition. IMF conditionality. When you go to bank to borrow loan, there are conditions you must obey. IMF have that condition too. I want to talk about this before we stop. It's interesting to me, so that's why I want to talk about it. So now, IMF conditionality. What is IMF conditionality? What is IMF conditionality? Understand? This is a set of economic and policy condition. This is a set of economic and policy condition that a country must fulfill in order to receive financial assistance or loan from IMF. Condition you must fulfill to receive loan from IMF. This is the condition that is making country to be poor up to date. Once you borrow money from them, you don't get that problem. Even bank, those in the bank can testify now. You borrow 10 million from bank, you pay 15 million. Even sometimes you can pay 20 million. Understand? So if you are not making a lot of money, they seize your property. Understand? So the condition a country must fulfill in order to receive financial assistance or loan from IMF is IMF conditionality. Now, what is the purpose of IMF conditionality? Why is it that IMF give condition? No, let me talk about the condition itself. The condition of IMF. Let me talk about the condition before I talk about purpose of why they put condition. IMF loan come with conditions such as number one condition they give currency devaluation. Currency devaluation. That is when they give you money, they give you loan, you must devalue your currency. Your money must not be more than dollars. That is, it must not be heavier than dollars. So any country you see that they borrow money from IMF, you should know that there is currency devaluation as a condition for them. They give them this condition. You know Nigeria now. Although Nigeria, Tinubu said they are not borrowing money from them again. That he has paid all the loan that we borrow from them. But let's say we borrow money from IMF. I think that's what Tinubu said, right? He said it in last year that we don't borrow money from IMF, and that he has set all the loan. So once you borrow money from them.
So sorry, please. The remaining loans that we are being owed, from where?
It's not from IMF. It's going to be from another institution. It can be from
World
China. It
Bank.
can be from a country.
Okay. Thank you.
From another country. It can be It can be from World Bank. It can be from China. It can be from Switzerland or any France. That is why there is bilateral relation between countries. But from IMF, Tinubu said they have settled all our loans from IMF.
Okay. I hope. Sorry, please. You said you are not going to talk about World Bank, but the conditions. Does World Bank too has their own conditions as this?
They have condition. They have condition.
With currency devaluation also.
All the condition they are giving you is just to make you poor. So they have condition also. So I said I'm not talking about World Bank because of my time. Let's continue with IMF. Thank you for the question. So number one, currency devaluation. You must devalue your currency. That is why there was a time that in UK, when I first entered UK, £1 was like 1,200, if I'm not mistaken. No, it was around 1,000 naira. £1 was 1,000 naira. But today, £1 is 2,000 naira. Sometimes there was a time it entered 2,500. There was a time it entered £1 will enter 2,500. Because our base don't too much. We don't carry loans. Understand? So you must devalue your currency. That's condition number one. Number two, remove subsidies. Removal of subsidies. You understand? Removal of subsidies. You just see one day your leader just come up that they want to remove subsidy. You will be shouting in Nigeria, they should not remove subsidy. You don't know what is going on. So government withdraw financial support from goods such as fuel, like crude oil, food, electricity. You just see one of the studies, they just remove all these subsidies. Understand now? So they remove these subsidies as a condition also from IMF. Understand? Another condition is trade liberalism or liberalization. Trade liberalization. So trade liberalization means that you must open your economy to international trade by reducing your tariff and remove import quota. I don't know whether you understand this thing, though. That they want to give you money. They ask you to devalue your currency. They ask you to... I don't see myself. Can you see me?
Yes, sir, we can see.
We can see you. We can see you.
So I said the condition number one is currency devaluation. You must devalue your currency. Condition number two, removal of subsidies. Fuel subsidies on fuel, on food, and electricity. Condition number three, trade liberalization. When you talk about trade liberalization, here you mean that you must open your economy to international trade by reducing your tariff. That means the tax we put on goods that are coming in our country, we reduce it. And also we remove import quota. That is, we should not put quota on any good that can enter our country. Understand now? So that is another condition. Why another condition is reduction in government spending. Your government must not be spending yafu. So when the government reduction of government expenditure, understand now, especially on public projects, on social service, on salary and wages, understand? So this government, when they get money, the next thing you just see them, they want to take holiday, they travel. So they also put that condition, so they remove reduction of government spendings. And so these are four common condition, IMF conditionality. And so now, the purpose of IMF conditionality, number one purpose is to ensure loan repayment. Ensure loan repayment. Number two, prevent future financial crisis.
Sorry, please, I want to ask something. To ensure loan repayment, if you repay that loan, does that mean your money, your value that you
have money that is being devalued? Does that mean that it's going to be our value? It can have value, but you are going to struggle. Look at when Jonathan was president of Nigeria. I think $1 was 600 naira. Now, look at how $1 is today. So, for us to go back to $1 to 600 naira, we're going to struggle. Understand? So, that means they've given you the loan already. They've achieved their aim. You cannot meet them. That is a strategy. That is the Western strategy. You cannot meet them. If you borrow money from them, they give you money, you can never meet them. So for you to just get back to $1 to 600 naira, people are blaming Tinubu. They were blaming Buhari, but they don't know things. There are things that you don't have choice. You have to borrow money. You don't have choice. I said. So number 2, I said promote economic efficiency. So which means that when they see that economy of a country is not good and they give them money, it's just to promote the economy. And number 3, prevent future financial crisis. When your economy is not good, that means you have financial crisis, right? So they give you this condition to prevent future economic crisis. Understand? Why? Which number am I? Which number am I?
Number 3.
Please, can you repeat that number 2 again, because it's a little confusing now.
I said promote economic efficiency. That's purpose why they give you the loan. Promote economic efficiency. And I mentioned promote future financial crisis. And the next one I want to mention is correct balance of payment problem. Understand now? Correct balance of payment problem. While the last one I want to mention here is to restore macroeconomic stability. That is all these small business in the country, to restore the economy of these small businesses in the country. I want to stop here. So now, so it remains World Bank. That's the last part. Just go and read it. And so now, so I believe the examination is going to be good for every one of us. Let me just stop the recording. Let me stop the recording.
Please, have you done globalization?
I've done the globalization in Module 2.
Okay, if I check Module 2, I'll see it there.
Go and check the YouTube on the YouTube channel. Globalization.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are